Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and I'm just going to give you a build up to tomorrow evening's game in the Champions League semi-final, first leg, between Barcelona and Liverpool at the Nou Camp as well. Well, let's be honest, it's going to be a tough game, to call, to be quite honest, two great sides indeed, but obviously, Barcelona are going to be the favourites, going into the game, reflecting on their home record, especially Barcelona are unbeaten in 31 Champions League home games as well. Lionel Messi, I think this season in all competitions has scored 46 goals in about 45 games for Barcelona as well. He has scored 24 goals in 32 Champions League games against English opposition as well as Lionel Messi as well. But potentially, looking at it, Barcelona have been in really good form. Liverpool have also been in really good form as well. Liverpool have been scoring goals left, right and centre as well. I think Liverpool have scored 29 goals in their last 10 games as well. So potentially, it could go either way, to be quite honest, both sets of teams, have got really good players. Barcelona have got a good attacking trio in Coutinho, Messi and Suarez, and Liverpool have got a good attacking trio in Salah, Firmino and Mane and all that as well. And actually, Liverpool, to be quite fair, Liverpool are the only English side, to win away at Barcelona in the European competition. I think this came, was it about 11-12 years ago? Liverpool beat them 2-1, and I think it also happened in 1975. Liverpool won in the UEFA Cup by 1-0 as well. So Barcelona are going to be obviously the favourites going into the game, as I currently said. Obviously, Barcelona have won 5 Champions Leagues. Liverpool have also won 5 Champions Leagues as well. So they are square in that aspect. Barcelona have obviously now secured that they have secured another La Liga title. I think this is their 8th in 11 year. I think it's their 4th in 5 seasons as well. I think Barcelona have conceded about 40 goals this season in the La Liga, but Barcelona are not that elite level football club, as there was, about 9 or 10 years ago. They're not as good defensively, as they used to be, Barcelona as well. And obviously, Coutinho, obviously, coming up against his former club as well. Obviously, Barcelona, paid around 142 million pounds for him. Was it back in January of last year? So I think he's been at Barcelona about 15-16 months now. As Philippe Coutinho, potentially, he's failed to replicate what he did at Liverpool, to be quite honest, because he did have 5 great years with Liverpool, did Coutinho. So he hasn't really lived up to expectation levels with Barcelona, Coutinho, even though he did score a great goal against us in the last round as well, did Coutinho. But as I did currently say, yes, so it's going to be interesting to see him coming up against his former club as well. Also, too, Luis Suarez as well, he's coming up against his former team as well. But I think potentially, Liverpool, could do it maybe over the 2 legs, to be quite honest, they've only lost 1 game all season in the Premier League as well. And, look what they did in the previous rounds, Liverpool, they won comfortably at Porto, by 4-1. They also, before that, scored 3 goals against Bayern Munich as well. So they have scored a lot of goals this season of Liverpool as well. There has been a bit of news. On Roberto Firmino as well. I think the last time he played for Liverpool was against Cardiff as well. Potentially, I think he's back in training now. Is Roberto Firmino as well. So he should be available, for tomorrow evening for Liverpool. Fabinho, I think, recently been injured as well for Liverpool, but I think it's confirmed he's back in training as well. Obviously, more things will update tomorrow as well. So it's going to be interesting to see, the likes of Virgil van Dijk, coming up against, Lionel Messi, because I don't think Virgil van Dijk, has actually come up against a player of, Lionel Messi's quality as well. And I think Virgil van Dijk, was a really good signing for Liverpool. Liverpool got him in January of last year, and he's addressed their defensive deficiencies, fantastically well. Indeed, I think Liverpool paid around £75 million for him, but as I did currently say, there's more chance of probably, Liverpool winning the Champions League, than there is the Premier League, to be quite honest with you as well. Obviously, if Liverpool had to choose, obviously, they'd rather win the Premier League, to be quite honest with you, because Liverpool haven't won it, for nearly 3 decades now, of course. So potentially, if Liverpool are to win a trophy, it could be more, there's more chance of obviously, winning the Champions League as well. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp, he's been at Liverpool a couple of seasons now. He hasn't won out yet, Jurgen Klopp. But yeah, potentially, Liverpool have got a chance of winning the Champions League as well. But it's going to be an extremely difficult game for them, as I said. But they addressed the deficiencies last summer. They got a good goalkeeper in for Wellington. They got Virgil van Dijk in and all that as well. So I think they got about 5 players last summer, Liverpool, and I think they spent around 171 million or something like that as well. But potentially Liverpool, for them to have any chance of winning the league, obviously, they need Manchester City to slip up as well. But potentially that's looking likely. That's not going to happen happen as well, because potentially, between Liverpool and Manchester City, we do know potentially, Manchester City have got the experience. Manchester City have already won 3 Premier League titles as well. Obviously, they're going for the 4th, Manchester City, and Liverpool have actually never won a Premier League title since it got founded in 1992, or was it 1993 as well. So potentially, I think City are going to win the Premier League, to be quite honest with you as well. But Barcelona, as I did say, they've got great players. They're a well-established club. The philosophy is really good. They're one of the richest clubs in the world as well. They have also got an ecstatic stadium of Barcelona as well. But yeah, they've got great players. I really like Lionel Messi. He's still arguably one of the best players in the world. I also like Jordi Alba as well. I think he's been very good for them this season especially. I also like Sergio Busquets. I like Ivan Rakitic as well, but I think he's getting a bit too old now. Is Ivan Rakitic, to be quite honest with you? How old's Ivan Rakitic now? Is he 31, 32 years of age, Ivan Rakitic? But I do really like him, and there has been rumours that he could possibly leave Barcelona this summer, because obviously Barcelona have got they've got Frankie de Jong, I think, coming this summer as well, because Barcelona agreed the fee with Ajax last summer. I think Barcelona agreed a £65 million fee with Ajax, and Frankie de Jong is going to be at Barcelona in this next season as well. So potentially did say Ivan Rakitic in that aspect, could find game time very difficult indeed, and it could be a surplus to requirements as well. I think my club, Manchester United, have showed an interest in Ivan Rakitic. I think a few teams have been interested in Ivan Rakitic, but I think from Ivan Rakitic's perspective, he wants to stay at Barcelona as well. I still think he's under contract with Barcelona. Is it till 2021, something like that? But he's an attacking mid. I think he can also play as a central mid as well. But I do really like Ivan Rakitic, to be quite honest. Obviously, the majority of his silverware he has won has obviously become at Barcelona. This is now his 5th season at Barcelona as well. He's actually a former Sevilla player, where I think he won the Europa League with Sevilla in his 3 years. I think he had there. Obviously, when he was a lot younger, I think he began his career with Basel as well. I think he did win the Swiss Cup, but then I think after Basel, he had like 3.5 years with Schalke as well, Ivan Rakitic. But I still really like him, to be quite honest with you. But he's about 31, 32 now, is Ivan Rakitic as well. But yeah, Barcelona have got a really good team indeed, as I currently said. But as I did say, Messi's goal scoring form is unbelievable indeed, and Virgil van Dijk's got to sort of figure the way out, how to stop a line on Messi as well. But as I did currently say, Barcelona beating my club Manchester United in the previous round, 3-0 at the Nou Camp, 1-0 at Old Trafford, and obviously over the 2 legs 4-0 as well. And as I did currently say, I thought my club Manchester United were unlucky in the first leg, to be quite honest with you. But as I did currently say, it was unfortunate Luke Shaw on goal, as we all do currently know. But as I did currently say, in that game, we didn't really create enough chances. I thought we were doing good, we were doing well going forward in that, and I thought the desire was good, the tenacity was good. We was pressing Barcelona in that first leg, but we just didn't really create enough opportunities. We wasn't fluent enough, and we wasn't creative enough in that final third as well, and that just potentially let us down in that first leg as well. And then the second leg, we just got torn to shreds in that second leg. To be quite honest, Messi scoring twice in that game. But reflecting in the first 10 minutes of that game, I thought my team, Manchester United, did very well indeed. You saw Rashford hitting the crossbar as well. But in the first 10 minutes, we played really well indeed, and it just all collapsed then. As soon as Lionel Messi scored, and 2 of them you can say, were individual mistakes, that led to, Messi's 2 goals. The first one where Ashley Young was responsible. The second one, De Gea was responsible as well. But we did get outplayed apart from that first 10 minutes as well. But going into this Barcelona-Liverpool game, you've obviously got to favour Barcelona. They're at home. They're really good at home as well. Aren't they unbeaten in like 22 games, Barcelona, something like that as well. But, both teams have got good players. Barcelona have got good players. Liverpool have got good players. And Salah can always, Salah can pose a threat, to Barcelona as well, because Salah can score goals. His work ethnic's really good. His physicality is very good indeed. Is Mohamed Salah's as well. I think he's potentially, one of the best players in the Premier League. Definitely without a shadow of a doubt. Probably not the best forward or best winner. But I still think he's one of the best in the Premier League. Is Mohamed Salah. His work ethnic's good. His physicality is very good indeed. His finishing's unbelievable as well. And I do like Sadio Mane as well, and he could pose a threat to Barcelona as well. And Sadio Mane for me is nowhere near on the same levels as he's nowhere near on the same level as Mohamed Salah. But it could take at least Mane a couple of years, to emulate to Salah's level as well. But I still like Mane. He can create chances. He can also score goals as well. I know Salah this season hasn't got a great record against a great record against, scoring against, big sides, Mohamed Salah, but, he could cause a threat to Barcelona as well. But yeah, it will be a very, very interesting game. As I currently said, I actually, we'll be watching that game tomorrow evening as well. We do know tonight's result. Tottenham have lost at home to Ajax by 1-0 as well. I only watched bits and bats of the game. I actually know, to be quite fair, they've got a really, really good youth set up. I think they've got one of the best in the world, to be quite honest with you, of Ajax. And I thought Tottenham, would have won that game, tonight, to be quite honest with you. I'm surprised that Ajax won that, to be quite honest with you. But it's too likely, all could still happen as well. But Ajax, did win that game by 1-0. So obviously now you'd probably favour maybe a Barcelona or Ajax final, or maybe a Liverpool Ajax final as well. But all can happen in the second leg as well. So going on to what I said earlier on, I give you a bit of an update, on my club, Manchester United, the transfer rumours and that, what's going on as well, as I did give you an update on as well. There has been talks today going on in the media about Rio Ferdinand. I think I updated you about this earlier on. Was it my first video today? There has been talks that Rio Ferdinand, could return to the club, could return to Manchester United as a sporting director as well. So it does say that Rio Ferdinand has been in talks with Ed Woodward over the possibility of him becoming, the sporting director at Manchester United as well. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand, as a player, served 12 years at Manchester United, made about 455 appearances, I think, in all competitions, won 14 trophies as well. So we need someone to come in, that understands the club and all that. And I think, Rio Ferdinand, would be the right candidate as well. There has been a few candidate names being mentioned, who could be, the technical director at Manchester United as well. We do know it did say that Mike Phelan is in line to become our technical director as well. There's also been talks about Edwin van der Sar as well, the former Manchester United goalkeeper who did serve 6 years at Manchester United as a goalkeeper as well. Edwin van der Sar, I think he's currently the CEO at Ajax at the moment as well. And we do potentially know that the club are still looking to hire a director of football to come in as well. We do know there's been talks of Paul Mitchell, coming in, to be our director of football as well. So there has been quite a few names mentioned as well. But as I updated you earlier on in relation to David De Gea and all that as well, I give you an update, the situation, what's going on there with David De Gea, of course. And David De Gea now is into his 8th season now as a Manchester United player, as you all know. Potentially, there has been reports saying that PSG have been heavily linked with David De Gea. But now recent reports have basically said that... Recent reports have basically said that PSG are reportedly willing to offer up to £90 million for David De Gea, and reportedly they're willing to offer him a contract worth £450,000 a week. So that's more than double of what he's currently on at the moment, because in his current deal at the moment, Manchester United, De Gea is on about £200,000 a week. Reports came out a while back saying that De Gea was demanding around £350,000 a week, if he was to sign a new contract with Manchester United as well. But Manchester United have been in negotiations of getting David De Gea a new contract as well, but we have not come to an agreement to get him a new contract. And quite recently, he has been making quite a few mistakes as David De Gea as well. And is this something to do with a contract issue? Doesn't he want to be at Manchester United anymore? Because maybe he wants to be playing up there to the highest level. Maybe he wants to be up there challenging and winning trophies as well. David De Gea as well. And but this is 8th season now at Manchester United, and I've admired his fantastic career. As I said, he's made over 300 other appearances in all competitions. But as I did currently say, David De Gea is still under contract here till the summer of 2020. So if we can't come to an agreement to get him a new contract, Manchester United, would want to cash in for him this summer rather than let him go on a free the summer after as well. But now I've heard quite a few, Manchester United fans say, maybe we should, drop David De Gea, for these 2 remaining games, and maybe we should give Sergio Romero the chance as well. And I don't know if Sergio Romero is reliable enough, to become our number 1 goalkeeper. But he did prove himself in the cup games earlier on in the season. Earlier on in the season did Sergio Romero as well. Maybe for these 2 remaining games, we should drop the problematic players and, give the youngsters the opportunity as well, indeed, because the majority of this Manchester United squad at the moment isn't reliable enough, and, the majority of these players do need a reality check as well. But De Gea, as I said, he's won the club's player of the year 4 times out of the last 5 years as well. He's still potentially, the best goalkeeper in the world. Obviously, we do know that Real Madrid have also been long admirers of of David De Gea as well, but he's been heavily linked with a move to PSG, so we have potentially emphasised but he is becoming a liability, is David De Gea, so maybe we should drop him. A few Manchester United fans are saying we should drop him, but we have emphasised a couple of targets that could potentially replace David De Gea as well, and as there's been a lot of news circulating around the media quite recently in relation to Madrid's goalkeeper Jan Oblak as well, so we've identified him as a potential replacement for David De Gea. Jan Oblak is a really good goalkeeper, to be quite honest. He's regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Is Jan Oblak. I don't think he's nowhere near the same calibre or level as David De Gea. Jan Oblak's 26, De Gea's 28. Jan Oblak's 2 years younger than David De Gea. I think this is now his 5th season at Atletico Madrid. Is Jan Oblak's. I think he's made over 175 appearances in all competitions for Atletico Madrid as well. But reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United are ready to trigger his $100 million buyout clause. He's got in his current deal with Atletico Madrid. Recently, Jan Oblak has just recently signed a new contract as well with Atletico Madrid, so he is under contract now with Atletico Madrid until 2023. I think it reportedly said as well, when he did sign this new contract, he also got a pay rise in his buyout clause as well, so I think his buyout clause is around 100 or 120 million pounds or something like that as well. But his stats are very impressive indeed. Keeps a lot of clean sheets, doesn't leak a lot of goals. He is a good shot stopper. He's good at saving from close range. He's good at saving from long range as well. So he is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Is Jan Oblak. He's also tall as well, which is very beneficial indeed. But I think only this season, as I think it did say, Liverpool's Allison is the only goalkeeper that's made that has kept as many clean sheets as Jan Oblak as well. So there has been a lot of talks about him, going on in the last couple of days as well. But I think he's won 3 major honours, with Atletico Madrid. I think he's won the Europa League. He's also won the UEFA Super Cup as well. But as I did currently say, maybe. A goal, maybe someone maybe a goalkeeper, maybe someone at Jan Oblak's calibre, Jan Oblak's calibre, wants to be in Champions League football, of course, as well. And obviously, it's looking likely we're not going to be able to offer Champions League football for next season, as well. So maybe, a calibre, Jan Oblak, a player, a goalkeeper of Jan Oblak's calibre, wants to be in Champions League football, as well. But it's looking likely we've missed out. We're not going to get the top 4, and we're not going to be in Champions League football for next season, as well. So that could potentially, go against us. But potentially, there's been talks about Jordan Pickford in the past as well. Maybe he could possibly replace De Gea. Jordan Pickford, I can't remember how old he is, but I know he's been at Everton a couple of seasons now. Everton paid around £25 million for him from Sunderland. Was it about £25 million? I think it was as well. I think he's got a long-term contract with Everton. He's under contract with Everton until 2024. Is Jordan Pickford. He had a good World Cup last summer with England as well, but I think he cost around 50-60 million pounds, something like that. Would Jordan Pickford as well. But we've been linked with him in the past as well. So potentially, if we are to go in for Jan Oblak this summer, obviously, we do want to raise, we do want to get him, with the with the money, we do raise, from the departure of David De Gea as well. So there's a couple of goalkeepers, we've emphasised, who could potentially, replace David De Gea at Manchester United as well. But as I did currently say, we are expected, to orchestrate a big summer clear out. Reportedly, we're going to get a spending spree this summer of around £250 million as well. But I think up to at least 6 players, could leave Manchester United this summer. And as I did say, it's going to be hard for us now, to get the, the right players who we want, of course, because obviously, it's going to be hard to attract players to the highest level, when you're not going to be in a Champions League football for next season as well. It's going to be extremely difficult indeed. But maybe some people are saying, we should be sensible with our recruitment, of course, because there's quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure as well. But I think we're at least 3 or 4 years off, from being that competitive elite level football club as we was under Alex Ferguson as well. But we have been in a bad vein of form recently. We've won. I think we've only won 2 of our last 10 games in all competitions, of course. And we're in a bad vein of form at the moment. I just don't know what's going on. To be quite honest, because reflecting back when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager, we did really well. The performances were good, the results were good. Solskjaer exceeded expectations as well. And it's just seemed to have all gone on since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got the job permanently as well. Because obviously he's got the job. It's a 3-year deal now. He's got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and obviously his expectation levels goals are going to be in this 3-year period is, to get Manchester United, back to the powerhouse as we was under Alex Ferguson as well. So there's lots to sort out this summer. What players should come in, what players should leave. Obviously, we've got to, think about who's going to be the captain as well. So there's lots to sort out. So we've got to be ruthless in this summer transfer window, because you can potentially, see the deficiencies in the squad, and we are lacking in key areas as well. And there is still some contract renewals to sort out. But I'm still backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the moment. I still maybe believe that he can elevate this club forward. To be quite honest with you, but there's lots of work to do as well. And obviously, he needs backing in the summer. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. But I'm still backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's good that he's making plans for the summer. He's emphasising his targets and all that as well, which is very, very good indeed. But we do know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't really got the experience. He hasn't got a great managerial pedigree. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all that. But he did manage the Manchester United reserve team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He watched some of this team at this day and age, grow and develop and all that, but none of this team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I do keep saying. So he is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team as well. So I won't be on his back yet. You'll get a few Manchester United fans that are going to be on his back, based on our bad vein form as well. And some of the blame does stem from Solskjaer because some of his tactics are questionable and all that. And, but the majority of the blame is on the players, to be quite honest with him as well. They've got to take responsibility. You've got to question the mentality of quite a lot of them players as well. But we are starting to see element of the performances that we saw under Jose Mourinho, that we saw under Louis van Gaal as well, and it's potentially not good enough. And I think the squad from back to front is not good enough. To be quite honest with you, we're lacking leadership in that team. We're lacking leadership in that team as well, and they're just not playing for the club or shirt at the moment, and it's very, very disappointing indeed. And we do know a lot of money has been spent at Manchester United, since Ferguson retired, and we do know that we should be up there at least challenging. But we've spent about £600-700 million, is it, or something like that, in all the managerial areas, since Alex Ferguson retired as well. So a lot of money has been spent at the club as well. But we've just got to see who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can bring to Manchester United this summer, and he has showed an interest in quite a few young upcoming talents as well. So he showed an interest in quite a few young British players as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we've got to address these deficiencies in the summer as well. We didn't, spend out in January. We didn't get as priority targets last summer because obviously the board last summer, weren't backing some of the, the signings, that Jose Mourinho, wanted to bring into the club as well. But as I did quickly say, quite a lot of players, are going to leave Manchester United this summer as well. We do know, obviously, definitely one player who's going is obviously, Antonio Valencia, of course. Valencia, this is Valencia's 10th season at Manchester United, but we do know he's definitely going in this summer. Obviously, we're going to have to find a replacement for Antonio Valencia. And potentially, we do need a right back. I hope Ashley Young, leaves Manchester United. Sorry guys about that. I do want Ashley Young, to leave Manchester United this summer as well. And as I did say, it was bad business from the club, giving him that new 1-year extension as well. Ashley Young's 33. He is nearly 34 years of age, and by the time that 1-year extension expires, he'll be nearly 30. He'll be actually 35, I think. Will Ashley Young as well. But it was a good winner back in the day, but now he has definitely passed his sell-by date. To be quite honest with him as well. Gets exploited far too easily predictable and all that. And I know he's our first choice right back, but he's the problem is Ashley Young as well. So potentially for these 2 remaining games, he definitely needs to be dropped. Indeed, and Diego Dalot, should be ahead of Ashley Young as well, because Diego Dalot, when he's played, he's proven himself well. He is still in the process of developing. Don't get me wrong, is Diego Dalot, but I still really, really like him, Diego Dalot. But we do need a cover up at that right back position as well, and. We need a central defender, someone that can partner alongside Victor Lindelof, indeed, because to be fair to Victor Lindelof, I've been really, really impressed with his performances this season. Victor Lindelof, he showed that ability to play out from the back, his distribution's improved, his passing's really, really improved as well, and he did well when he was at Benfica, did Victor Lindelof, to quite honestly, in his first season with Manchester United, he did struggle, and he was inconsistent in his first season there with Lindelof, but this season, he has really, really stepped up to the plate, to be quite honest with him as well, so I've been really, really impressed with his performances, but we do need someone that can partner alongside Victor Lindelof in our back line, to be quite honest, because we haven't had a world-class central defender, since we had the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand, of course, as well, and they were a great centre-back partnership under Alex Ferguson, but, we haven't, changed that central defensive area for like 5 or 6 years now, is it? Or something like that as well. But we need a world-class central defender, of course, because for me, Smalling's not good enough. Jones is not good enough. This is Smalling's 9th season now at Manchester United. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. This is Jones' 7th, 8th season at Manchester United as well, and it was bad business from the club. Giving Smalling a new long-term contract, giving Jones a new long-term contract as well. And I think Eric Bailly, also needs to go. Even though I do really, really like Eric Bailly, to be quite honest with you. Eric Bailly, he's too injury prone for me, to be quite honest with you. Come off injured in the Chelsea game at the weekend as well, and initially before that, he just recovered from a concussion at Derek Bay, and it actually was one of Jose Mourinho's first signings, when he was here. I think Manchester United paid around £30 million for him from Villarreal as well. But as I did say, Eric Bay, as I said, I do like him. He has got great potential, as I said, but he's really, really struggled to get in the team as Eric Bay as well. So especially if a new centre-back is to come in, Eric Bay's future, could be in serious doubt indeed. And you've got Rojo, doesn't even really play, to be quite honest with you, just recovered from long-term absence as well, so I can see, Rojo, going in the summer. But for me, some I think like maybe Toby Alderweireld, should come in. Who Manchester United, of course, have been linked with as well. And Alderweireld, is available for a reasonable figure. He's available for what, £25 million is Alderweireld, and that's really, really cheap. To be quite honest. And we do know he's nowhere near the same calibre or level as the likes of the Koulibalis or the Rafael Varans or the Sergio Ramoses. The top class elite central defenders as well. But they're going to obviously cost a lot more money, of course. And Toby Alderweireld is available for a reasonable figure. I think he's indicated he wants to leave Tottenham this summer because obviously, back in January, Tottenham activated a 12-month extension, included this 25 million release clause, and obviously he's refused to sign a new contract with Tottenham as well. Don't get me wrong, I've got reservations about him because he's 30 now, he is aging up, he has lost that yard of pace as well, so I still think he'd be a good upgrade in our back line, and of course he is well Premier League proven as well, so maybe we should go in for Toby Alderweireld this summer as well. For me, Koulibaly, I think a lot of Manchester United fans, would like to see Koulibaly, come in this summer as well. But I don't really see us getting him now, to be quite honest, because obviously a player, as I did say before, a player of that calibre, wants to be up there challenging, wants to be up there in Champions League, wants to be in a Champions League football as well. And obviously, we're not going to be in Champions League football for next season as well. So a player of Koulibaly's calibre, wants to be playing to the highest level as well. And I do really, really like him, to be quite honest with you. It did say it could take we're going to have to pay at least around 100 or 110 million pounds, to convince Napoli, to do any business for him this summer as well. But even if we were willing to pay a world record fee for Koulibaly, I don't really see us getting him to quite honest, because obviously we haven't got any Champions League football to offer for next season as well. So I don't really see us, getting Koulibaly. But he's nearly 28. He's Koulibaly. He's had a fantastic career so far in Italy. With Napoli. I think this is now his 5th season with Napoli. He has made over 200 odd appearances in all competitions as well. But I think potentially he's got a contract with Napoli till 2023, and he recently signed this as well. Did Koulibaly. But Manchester United have been long admirers of him. Obviously, we were linked to him back in January. We had 3 bids turned down. We're linked to him last summer as well. But I don't see us getting him now. To be quite honest, so we might as well forget getting Koulibaly as well, and might as well even forget even getting Rafael Varane as well. Forget getting Jadon Sancho, because we do know that Jadon Sancho has been the club's Jadon Sancho, of course, has been the club's number one priority target as well. And we do know he's going to cost us around at least £100 million this summer. But as I did say now, players at that calibre, want to be in Champions League football. So I'd say forget Jadon Sancho now. But there has been a narrative going on about it now for the last 5 or 6 weeks that Manchester United, of course, have been heavily linked with him. And he's one of England's youngest upcoming talents. He's only 19 years of age, is Jadon Sancho. So he's still got a lot of years ahead of him. And I do believe if he was to come back, to English football, Jadon Sancho, I do believe he will produce and develop, the same element of the performances, that he is doing now in Germany, with Borussia Dortmund as well. But I think Borussia Dortmund, from their perspective, do know how much of an essential player he is to them. He's obviously, a former Manchester City player as well, where he did serve a couple of years, Jadon Sancho as well, and he would link up very, very well with Rashford and Martial in our attacking line, indeed, with Jadon Sancho. And we need someone that can play between the bylines, put crosses into the box, and Jadon Sancho is capable of doing that, but I don't see us getting him now, because obviously we've got no Champions League football to offer for next season as well. But that's one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priorities, of course, is to get a right winner in as well. So I also think, obviously, that Matteo Darmian's going to be on his way out at the club in the summer as well. Because let's be honest, Matteo Darmian, hasn't really been given the opportunity as a Manchester United player. Matteo Darmian's quite honestly just recently, recovered from long-term absence. I think Inter Milan are actually reportedly linked with Matteo Darmian. So as I did say, if Man United had to get rid of him this summer, from his own preference, Darmian, he would prefer a return back to Italy because when he was younger, obviously he spent, I think, the majority of his career in Italy as well as a former Torino player. I think we got him in 2015 from Torino for just over £12 million, was it? Something like that as well. But yeah, he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time here, so I can see him going as well. For me, I don't think Matic is good enough, to be quite honest, and I think we need a centre defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious as well. Because, Nemanja Matic, he's well Premier League proven. He's experienced in the Premier League, I know Manchester United, paid £40 million for Nemanja Matic, but for me, he's not reliable enough, he's too ineffective, he's too slow in that midfield, is Matic as well. And I think at this moment in time, as I did say earlier on in one of my videos, that Fred at this moment in time is a better solution, than Nemanja Matic. I don't know if Fred is a long-term solution because I don't know if he has got the capabilities, to elevate Manchester United in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm not too sure, but at this moment in time, I think he's the better solution because prior to the Chelsea game, I know he didn't play against Chelsea, but prior to the Chelsea game, he really stepped up his performances in the last 2 to 3 games as well. Did Fred, because I think he's probably more mobile and better on the ball than Nemanja Matic as well. So maybe Nemanja Matic, should be dropped for these 2 remaining games as well. But for me, he's not good enough, and plus he's aging up as well. So I think we need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious as well. And I have been hearing talks today in relation to Lyon's Tanguy Ndombele as well. And there has been talks about him going on today. It has said that Manchester United have been interested in him. I think Manchester United have been linked with Tanguy Ndombele in the past as well. It's also said that Manchester City are also interested in Tanguy Ndombele. He is a midfielder. He's only young in his prime. He's only 22 years of age. He's Tanguy Ndombele. I think Lyon only got him last summer for around, was it £7 million or something like that as well. He has got a contract with Lyon until 2023, and the Lyon president has given his own perspective on it, and he's confirmed that Manchester United and Manchester City are interested, but reportedly if they are willing to sanction Tanguy Ndombele off, they would reportedly prefer to sell him to Juventus as well. But I think Tanguy Ndombele is a good player. He's a very, very good competitive midfielder as well, so do you think he'd blend in very, very well if there were any chance of him coming to Manchester United, Tanguy Ndombele? But I think he's valued at around 60 or 70 million pounds or something like that as well. So he's a midfielder that Manchester United have been linked with as well. So obviously now we've got to make plans, because obviously now we've got to now think about a replacement, for Pogba. We've obviously now got to think about a replacement for Fernando Herrera as well, because we do know that Paul Pogba, it's looking likely he's going to be on his way out of the club in the summer, because potentially Paul Pogba has reportedly agreed a deal with Real Madrid with around 10 million a year reportedly. Also he has agreed the personal terms as well as Paul Pogba, so he's intending on making the move to Real Madrid this summer. And maybe some Manchester United fans may be happy about this. Some Manchester United fans will be disappointed about this, because we still know he's got a long future. He's got a big future as Paul Pogba. He's only 26 years of age. He's still got quite a lot of years ahead of him as well. And as I did say, even though he's recently been in a bad vein of form, he is still one of the best midfielders in world football. Is Paul Pogba as well. But maybe at Manchester United he's not playing amongst world class players as well. And this is why he may want to go to Madrid, because at Madrid he'll be playing amongst better players as well. Paul Pogba. But potentially, as I did currently say, Solskjaer has built a great relationship up with Paul Pogba as well. Because as I did say earlier on in the video, Solskjaer managed the Manchester United reserve team, watched some of this team at this day and age, grow and develop, and of course one of them was Paul Pogba as well. So Solskjaer has built a great relationship up with Paul Pogba as well. But from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preference, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still insists that Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is convinced that Paul Pogba will beat Manchester United next season. But from Paul Pogba's perspective, he's notified the club that he wants to leave this summer and that he wants to make the move to Real Madrid as well. Potentially Manchester United, I think, have been in negotiations of getting Pogba a new contract at the club as well. We've been in negotiations of getting Paul Pogba a new contract at the club, but he's still got over 2 years left on his current deal with an option of a further year as well as Paul Pogba. It has basically said, recent reports have been circulating saying that his former club Juventus are interested in re-signing him as well. Juventus have reportedly met up with his agent Raiola as well. But I think we're likely to demand at least around 120 or 130 million pounds for Paul Pogba as well. But Juventus reportedly would have to sanction a couple of their essential players off, to be able to fund a move for Paul Pogba as well. So potentially Manchester United want around 120 or 130 million pounds for him. But I think if we are to get rid of Pogba, it will help us with our transition as well. Because we can get around 120 or 130 million pounds, and for that price, we could get about 2 players or something like that as well. But I just don't think he wants to be at the club anymore, and his recent performances have emphasised that as well. But quite a few weeks back, Paul Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid, about his dream to play for them and all that. And obviously, Zinedine Zidane, of course, is a big admirer of Paul Pogba as well. So what he said about Madrid, he's not intending on spending the rest of his playing career in England with Manchester United. And of course, he's been at Manchester United now over 3 years. Manchester United, of course, paid £89 million for him from Juventus as well. So obviously now we're going to have to find a replacement for him. We do know it's going to be extremely difficult indeed to find someone at Pogba's calibre or level. So we're just going to have to see who we can get, who can potentially replace Paul Pogba at the club. So I think he's going to Real Madrid anywhere. So yeah, I think that's been agreed as well. As I did currently say, Herrera is going, as you all currently know as well. So we're going to have to find a replacement for Fernando Herrera, of course. But he did currently say in the media the other day, I want to give you an update on as well. If we can sell Lukaku this summer, as I said, we can sell Paul Pogba as well. Reportedly, Manchester United, could cash in around £200 million, for Lukaku and Paul Pogba, because we did pay big money for both of them. We paid 89 for Pogba, as I said. We paid 75 million for Lukaku, plus 15 million in add-ons, of course, which had risen it up to 90 million pounds as well. Potentially, Romelu Lukaku, though, Romelu Lukaku, as I said, for me, he's not reliable enough, to be quite honest with you. And Lukaku can have some good games, to be quite honest with you, but he's enjoyed a difficult second season with Manchester United as Romelu Lukaku. He had a good first season with United, he scored 27 goals in all competitions in his first season as well, did Lukaku. But potentially for me, I think he's attracting interest from the likes of Juventus. It's also said that Inter Milan have also been interested in him as well. But I think he was talking about, his dream of playing in the Serie A as well. So if Manchester United are to sell him this summer, I think he does want to make the move to Italy as well. I think his preferred destination is actually Juventus. Is Romelu Lukaku's as well. But Lukaku, as I did say, still got 3 years left on his contract with Manchester United. He's on about £250,000 a week as well. So Manchester United will be looking to recruit the initial £75 million we paid for him, and also try and get a profit for Lukaku as well. But I still think his pedigree is very, very good in the Premier League. His goal scoring form is very, very good. But for me, doesn't really get enough them runs in behind. To be quite honest, his finishing is really, really poor. Can perform better. When he's getting that support up front. Can look a bit more effective. Can Romelu Lukaku as well. So if we can cash in for Lukaku and Pogba, reportedly, we can cash in around £200 million as well. But there's definitely, players that have got to really, really step up to the plate, to be quite honest. Talking about Marcus Rashford. Now, recent reports have said about Marcus Rashford, he has suffered a shoulder injury. Now, reports are saying that he could miss the game at the weekend against Huddersfield, Marcus Rashford, because he came off injured in the Chelsea game, of course. And Marcus Rashford, as I did say, he sustained quite a few injuries, quite recently. Now he's just sustained a shoulder injury. Before he had a couple of ankle injuries as well, and I think it's taken its toll on Marcus Rashford, and it's had a bad effect on his game, to be quite honest. But either way, Marcus Rashford has not graduated to that level yet, to be quite honest. It's going to take him at least a couple of years, to emulate to that level, Marcus Rashford. But he's still only very, very young, he's 21 years of age. He's Marcus Rashford. He's also got immense talent as well. I do still prefer him playing centrally, because I think he looks more effective centrally. He can, play out wide. I know he can play out wide, Rashford, but I think he does perform better centrally. But at least in the last couple of months now, his performances have been way below par, to be quite honest with you as well. We do know he has been attracting interest from the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid as well as Marcus Rashford. But yeah, he's been in United play since the age of 7, is it 7, 8 years old or something like that. He's progressing up the ranks fantastically well as well. He's been in the senior squad with Manchester United since 2016, and he is the short-term problem at the moment, is Marcus Rashford, but definitely, still the long-term solution as well. But so I have heard a few Manchester United fans, demanding that, Mason Greenwood, should be playing at the weekend against Huddersfield as well, because I think Rashford is going to be unavailable, because reportedly he's got a shoulder injury. Mason Greenwood, Greenwood has been very, very impressive, for the reserves. I think he scored about 30 goals for the reserve team, as Mason Greenwood as well. So he has been very, very impressive indeed. You've got Martial as well. He's been underperforming in the last couple of months as well, and I've been very, very disappointed. In Anthony Martial. To be quite honest with you, and he's 23 years of age. He's been here since the Louis van Gaal era. I think we paid, was it about £36 million for him, was it, from Monaco, back in 2015. And, I think he's very, very good on that left-hand side, Martial. But, his performances in the last couple of months, have been way below par. And he was in good form earlier on in the season, but especially at least in the last couple of months, he has really, really failed to replicate that as Anthony Martial as well. So he's still a long-term solution, but he's the short-term problem at the moment is Martial. No, I know he didn't play against Chelsea. He was actually an unused substitute with Martial. Jesse Lingard as well. He's experienced now, Jesse Lingard. He's 27 years of age, as Jesse Lingard, and his performances in the last couple of months, have been way below par as well. And this is initially why he may have been dropped in the Chelsea game as well. But Lingard's supposed to know what it's all about, because obviously he's graduated, he's actually, progressing up the Manchester United ranks and all that as well, Jesse Lingard. And I still think he's a very, very good player, and we do know what he can be capable of on that right-hand side, Jesse Lingard. But as I did currently say, at least for the last couple of months now, his performances have been extremely poor indeed. But don't forget, we have had quite a lot of injuries as well. So obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, has had to rotate as well. So definitely, players have got to really, really step up to the plate, to be quite honest with you. Juan Mata, of course, it's going to be likely he's going to be leaving in the summer as well. He's just turned 31 years of age as Juan Mata, as we all currently know. He's no longer playing to the highest level, Juan Mata, as we all know. He's been a good servant to the club. This is Juan Mata's fifth season now at Manchester United, as we all know as well. I think he's made over 200 odd appearances in all competitions as Juan Mata as well. But yeah, I do like Juan Mata. I think he's a very, very good player, but he's just lost that yard of pace now, no longer playing to the highest level, and I think he could actually make a return back to Spain as well. Recent reports did say he was in talks of going to Barcelona on a free transfer as well. But yeah, he's got a great pedigree in the Premier League as Juan Mata as well, so I can see him going. Sanchez, as I did currently say, I think he's going to be going in the summer as well. Currently what he's receiving, it's totally affecting our wage structure in a bad way as well. What currently Sanchez is receiving, as I said, I think he's on about £400,000 a week, is it, with Manchester United, Alexis Sanchez, and he's just been so inconsistent as a Manchester United player, and again, he has no future at the club. Sanchez is no longer playing to the highest level as well, and he has lost that yard of pace as well, and maybe it may be difficult to find a buyer for him this summer. It may be difficult to find a buyer for him this summer, considering his substantial wages he's on. And it may be difficult, for teams, to be able to afford to pay his wages off as well. So I think he's got to go in the summer as well. But yeah, we are expected, to orchestrate a big summer clear out, as I said, and we've got to get the right players to Manchester United this summer as well. So we will have to see who comes in, see who goes as well. But as I did currently say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, wants to build a squad, worthy of the club's history as well. So I just wanted to do this video, to give you a bit of an update to give you the build-up to tomorrow's game between Barcelona and Liverpool at the new camp as well. And as I did say at the beginning of the video, it's going to be a great, great game indeed. I would favour Barcelona at the new camp, but when it does go to Anfield, it could go either way at Anfield, to be quite honest with you as well. But Liverpool themselves can score goals, Barcelona can score goals, both teams, have got great, great players as well. And Liverpool, as I said near the beginning of the video, they've scored 29 goals in their last 10 games as well. And yeah, they've only lost one game in the league all season, that was to Manchester City as well. But this is a Barcelona team who've got quality players indeed. But Liverpool defensively have improved, as I said. That signing of Virgil van Dijk, that's addressed their defensive deficiencies as well. As I said, Firmino should be available for the game, because I think he's actually been injured. Firmino, I think Fabinho's been injured for Liverpool as well. But I will be watching that game tomorrow evening as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.